Hello and welcome back, my dear friends, to another session. I'm so happy and glad that some of you are actually giving me suggestions and feedback on how they had used methods that we had discussed in our earlier videos. We'll do continue to do so. Today's session is actually a continuation of an earlier video that we had done on how to study smart. Your parents, teachers, everyone around you keep on telling you that this is the way to study, this is the way that you should do things, this is the way that you should not study, and about a lot of other things, right? Well, today we'll talk about 5 scientifically proven methods for you to study faster and better. Let's quickly look into what they all are. Scientific tip number 1. Set a plan, a goal, for all the works that you need to do. Yes, this is very important. You need to set a short-term goal and a long-term goal. Long-term goal means you know all the tasks and the subjects that you need to cover for the week or for the month. So you plan your days for the week according to the deadlines that you have. Short-term goal is you know the tasks that have to be done today or for tomorrow. So for a short period or for one day, you're planning or you're setting a goal. So for tomorrow, what all works are there that have to be finished? What all subjects have to be finished? That is short-term goal. Well, this is not just for studies. It applies to all the works and the responsibilities that are being given to you. Then only you can prioritize and do things so that you don't get stressed out and that you have a control over all the works that you need to do. The second scientifically proven method to study is to study in small chunks, to study in small parts. Sitting for 3 to 4 or 5 hours in a stretch to study is actually not a good idea, because that can make you really tired, and after a short period of time you get distracted and you lose your focus of concentration. So divide the whole portion into small study sessions and take short breaks in between. This is called the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is actually a time management technique. You know the amount of work or the task that has to be completed, right? So you need to divide that portion in such a way that you have first a 25 minutes session of work or study, then you take a 5 to 10 minutes of short break, then another 25 minutes of work or study, and again a 5 to 10 minutes of short break, and this continues. Well, it needn't necessarily be 25 minutes. It could be 20 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, it could be 40. Well, you can find that out by setting a baseline for you. You need to sit in a stretch and find out for how much time you can sit without any distraction. That is, without getting any unwanted distractive thoughts into your head. The minute you feel that you're losing your focus of attention or concentration, that's when you stop the timer and understand that that is your baseline, and from that you can fix your time and divide your portion and take 5 to 10 minutes of short breaks in between and get back to your study, and then continue another 20-25 minutes and again a short break. After 4 Pomodoro sessions, like after 4 25 minutes or 20-minute sessions and breaks in between, after 4 such sessions, you can take a longer 1 hour or 2 hour break. So now you have divided your chapter or your subject in such a way as to fit this Pomodoro technique. So in case if one of the portion that you have planned does not complete in that particular session, that's when the Zeigarnik effect comes into play. That is, our brain has got a power. It's got a tendency to remember interrupted and incomplete tasks better than completed tasks. Okay, so if a portion is not over, it's okay. Take a 5 to 10 minutes break, and then in the next session, when you come to study, you recall or you replay uh, that uncompleted task. Okay, and then your brain continues studying the rest of it in that session. So that is better recalled than completed portions. But in case you want to complete studying that portion and you don't want to take a break, you're really motivated to finish that portion, you can always do that. You needn't take a break unless you feel that you're getting distracted and that you can no more concentrate on it. You can take breaks according to the way you want, but take small study sessions and take short breaks in between, and then later take a bigger break once the chapter has been complete. Underlining the important points in a text with a highlighter or with a color is more effective than reading and rereading a chapter. But what is scientifically proved is that using flashcards is even more effective than underlining with highlighters. In one of my previous videos, I had discussed the advantages of using flashcards. It's actually very simple to do. You need to make small papers or chits wherein you can write the key concept name on one side and the explanation on the other side. So for one chapter, you just need to keep a set of flashcards ready with you, and you can carry it wherever you go, whenever you're sitting simply or traveling. Just go through these cards. Using highlighters and colors to underline important points in a chapter are actually good, but that is not enough for you to understand a concept clearly, and it is not enough if you need to link it with other concepts that you have learned earlier. While revising, when you read and reread those underlined points, your attention is being drawn or you're being distracted by those lines which are not underlined or those less important points. While in flashcards, your points are clear and precise. You look at the name of the concept, and before you turn to the other side, you actively recall and link all those concepts related to it, and then you check whether what you have said is correct and what the explanation you have made is correct or not. So using flashcards is a lot better and effective method than simply using highlighters to underline main points. The fourth scientifically proved method to study well is to teach someone. Some of us would like to sit alone and study, while some of us would like to sit in a group to study. Whichever way you choose, you should have at least someone around you so that you can teach what you have learned to them. If you're sitting alone, you can choose a parent, a sister, brother, or a friend, or anyone around you to teach a concept that you have learned. If you are in a group, you can teach that concept to the others in the group or to just one person in that group. This is a good method for you to understand whether you have understood that concept well. If the person you are teaching to does not understand it properly when you teach them, or if you are not able to explain it in an easy and simple way, then you need to recheck on where you stand, why you didn't understand that concept, and you just need to go back and have a quick recap of what you have done and come back. The fifth and the last point that I'd like to make is to practice, practice, practice tests. Take the maximum number of tests that you can. You can ask a parent or a teacher to give you tests as soon as you finish studying a portion. This will make you more confident in taking your exams. Right? When you're taking tests at home, take it in the same time limit as that your exams in school. The more you take tests, the more confident you become, and you will also be able to know which areas you need to improve and concentrate more the next time you study. You can make it in a written form, or you can ask your parent to ask you questions anyway. But take the maximum number of tests to know where you stand in that particular chapter. So those were the 5 scientifically proven methods that I wanted to discuss with you to help you learn faster and better. Some of it may seem a little impossible for you, but how do you know unless you try? So like I always tell you, choose the method that works best for you and work accordingly to study successfully and to study smart. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.